Hello friends, my today's topic is polyglot persistence. This term polyglot programming was coined by Mr. Neil Ford in December 2006. There are several applications could be developed in day-to-day life that are software systems. Applications should be written in a mixed programming languages. Different languages are suitable for tackling different types of problems. So choose appropriate programming language as per the application instead of trying to fit all the aspects into a single programming language is say as a polyglot programming. Now what is polyglot persistence? A set of applications that use several core database technologies as per the application is say as a polyglot persistence. There are different types of database technologies like RDBMS, key value store data, column family data, graph data and many more. Now see here one example is given for a retailer web application or we can say online shopping. In online shopping there could be different applications run simultaneously. What type of data could be stored? It could be user session data, financial data, shopping cart data, recommendations given, product catalog, reporting, analytics and user activity logs. So instead of storing all the details under one particular programming language, so as per the application we can choose a appropriate database technology for storing the respective data. For example, user session data could be stored in a database technology Redis. Financial data could be stored in a database technology RDBMS. Shopping cart data could be stored under RAC. Recommendation details could be stored under a Neo4j. Product catalog information could be stored in a MongoDB. Like this, as per the applications, we can choose appropriate database technology. So it will helps for good development of a application. Why we need persistent polyglot persistence? Here are certain features of distributed environment. Scalability, that is rapid growing of data. High availability, the data should be available to the application. Fault tolerance should be done. Distributability means data is distributed over different nodes. Flexibility for accessing the data. So for that new types of APIs could be present. We can take an example of a social networking and we can consider all these factors. So one size or one programming language does not fit all this information or data. There are certain database technologies are available in market. Few are given here like RAC, Redis, Neo4j, Cassandra, MongoDB, Hypertable, HBase, OrientDB, many more. So data given for the software system, it could be a unstructured or raw format data, it could be structured data, it could be semi-structured data. So now here we are discussing how the application actually works with a polyglot persistence. Initially in this diagram, a regular scenario is considered, means without polyglot persistence. For example, we are consider any one application or a software system. Under that software system, there could be a requirement of multiple applications. So application A and application B are fetching the data from one single database technology. So integration of database have been used in early days. Now here polyglot persistence is not possible. If application A wants to access the data from database 2 or application B wants to access the data from database 1 is not possible. In early days there there was the integration of the database, and that could be used by multiple applications. So here polyglot persistence is not possible. Application databases do not share its database for the respective purpose. Means application A should have separate database, application B should have separate database. No common sharing for the data is possible here. Now, in current scenario or nowadays, how the software systems are developing, they are using service oriented architecture, that is SOA. Basically it could be with the web applications, we can say. So application A will fetch the data from database 1, application B will fetch the data from database 2. At middle level, there are the different types of web services are provided. Through that web services, appropriate working of the system is happen. So here is a well-known or popular layered architecture for web applications. Topmost layer is presentation layer or application layer. Second layer is domain layer. Third layer is resource access layer or data access layer. And fourth layer is a resources, or we can say a different types of database technologies. Logically, every layer will provide their respective services and for the software system. Now common data tier design is shown here only. Presentation layer or application layer where user interfaces are present. Then domain layer will provide the domain services here. Then DAL, it will provide the search facility, caching, triggering and reporting or a transaction facility. And at the bottommost layer there are resources, that is different types of database technologies could be used for fetching the data. Data access with reusable and seamless services are here. User interface is given, then domain is given, DL is given, and at resources different types of database technologies could be used here, like key value database, document database or a RDBMS database. By putting all together, the same thing is shown under one diagram. So here is layered architecture, 3-tier architecture is shown, that is user interface is present. At middle layer, domain services are present like caching, searching, reporting, and at third layer, that is database tier, where actual data is going to be stored in respective database technologies. So this is a very brief introduction about a polyglot persistence, that is for different applications we can use different database technologies, and later on we can integrate the results. So for development of this PowerPoint presentations, resources used are NoSQL distilled reference book by Martin Fowler, and one of the PDF is used here only. So I hope this lecture will be beneficial for you. Thank you. Have a nice day.